Well, as a black person, I definitely don't fit. I don't feel like I belong. I feel like an immigrant, basically, even though I was born here. I'll tell you that much.
What do you think are certain things that have contributed to that feeling?
The way I'm treated, job.
Goes on, man, the racism, man, but it's very political, the way they go about it.
This is being a black person in this country. It's just my personal experience on a day-to-day, how people treat you, how people look at you on the train, on the bus. You know, definitely work is a big contributor to that you're an outsider.
I'm very concerned that we have whole areas of our towns and cities that are unrecognisable as being English.
It drives me mad when I see adverts full of black people, people that basically are anything.
What's wrong with that, Sarah?
White.
What's wrong with that?
You don't belong there, and that is not a dream. That is reality. You belong to Africa. I always say this, that no matter your nationality, as long as you are a black man, you are an African. Africa is your home. There's no place like home, and Africa is the only place that you will feel accepted, because that is where your ancestry, your roots belongs to. This our Caribbean sister from Jamaica also says that she was in a train and she left the seat for a white lady to sit down. You know, we the African people, we the black people, whenever we find elderly people around us, no matter their race, we give them some maximum respect. That is in our DNA. That is our culture as black people. We give respect to whom respect is due. So she sat up for the old lady to sit down. And unfortunately, the old lady walked away. The white woman walked away. And this, our black sister is asking herself, what went wrong? She don't know what went wrong, but I'm here to tell her what went wrong. As a black person, a white woman, especially someone from the UK, don't want to sit at a place that you stood up from. To her, you are not clean. You are dirty. You are inferior. That is the kind of discrimination. That is the kind of inferiority that you are facing in another man's land. We will never be accepted in the land of the white man. Racism will never end. If you are dreaming, I want you to wake up. Come back to reality, because racism is something that will never fade away. So long as our planet still exists. That is the reality. Take it or leave it.
Here's the thing about being black and living in a white country, or any country where you're not the majority. I was on the train today and there was an older lady and she was struggling to move through the carriage. So she's wobbling a little bit. She has a walking stick. She's quite old and she falls on me at one point almost, kind of grabbing my arm. So she gets to the part of the train where she wants to go through the carriage. So she's pressing the button and I look around and I don't see anyone helping her. So I get up from my chair and I'm like, oh, let me go give her some help. But I clearly do not travel on trains enough, because whilst the first door opened, I couldn't get the second door to open. And somebody said, oh, you need to move the sensor, at which point I then go in and it opens. I then offer my hand to help her because it's a little bit unstable on the train and she doesn't take it. I don't think that she spoke English very well, or at least it didn't seem that she wanted to speak to me. So I then said to her, if it's easier, you could take my seat if you wanted. She didn't reply. And then I kind of took that as my cue to give her some space. She turns around, walks past me and hisses at me, like literally hisses at me. And granted, this might be just an older lady who maybe she was offended. Maybe she was offended because I was trying to help her. I've offered people a seat on the bus before and they've kind of snapped at me and said, I'm not that old. So maybe she felt that I was implying that she couldn't do it on her own, or maybe she was just having a bad day, or maybe she was racist and didn't like the fact that I was helping her. My point is that I am not saying that she definitely had to have held prejudices. What I'm saying is that when you are black and you have been on the receiving end of racism, of prejudice, you can't help but wonder, are people treating you a particular way because you are black? No. When you live in a country that is majority black, like Jamaica, where I'm from, of course we have stupid people. Of course we have mean people. Not everybody is nice. But my point is, when you have interactions with people who treat you badly, you kind of just brush it off and you're like, them just fool, and you get to keep it moving. And this idea that you get to keep it moving without internalizing it, without overthinking, without adding layers, that is a privilege that I think many people, if you are not in the minority, you might not understand. And I just wanted to share that sometimes it is the little things that we experience that then have you like having mind games in your head that is really, really more than inconvenient, let's say. So I'm not saying this woman was racist or prejudiced or any of the above. What I am saying is that unfortunately, it is something that crosses my mind because I can't think, why else would you hiss at me when I'm just trying to help you on the train?
This our black sister is also making a good point. You know, whenever you are a black person in the midst of white people and you try to be unapologetic, you try to stand your grounds, they feel like you are a very, very dangerous person. You are a threat to their livelihood. But that is not the actual fact. The actual fact in this narrative is that they fear your existence. They hate you. They don't need you around. You are not accepted. That is the point here. You are not accepted. You need to go back to wherever you are coming from. They don't like you. The only thing that the white man wants from the black man is the mineral that he gets from our land, our original land. And if I talk about our original land, I'm talking about Africa, because that is where our DNA originates from. That is our land. That is the only thing they need from us, the mineral resources. Apart from that, we are garbage, as Trump used to say. Apart from that, we are garbage. We are not important. They don't want us. They don't want our presence. So if you're a black person like this, our sister, who knows the truth, I urge you to also open your eyes, get enlightened, awake, wake up from your dreams, because that is the situation, that is the reality. They don't need us. The only thing they need from us is the mineral that they get from Africa, or to use us. Have you asked yourself that if you're an African and you migrate or you go and live in Europe or America, even if you have PhD, if you have the highest degree in the world, they don't recognize it. Have you asked yourself these questions? Because your education is nothing to them, you are inferior. Whatever they find about you is inferior. They don't want you. They don't need you. So get to the reality and accept what is happening, and don't assume it as a dream. Assuming it as a dream will be your problem, not my problem. Some of us, we are enlightened. We know what the world is heading towards to. We know the reality. So I am here only to educate you and open your eyes. I am not here to lie to you or force any negative narrative or any perception that is not accurate. I am here to tell you the truth. Be a Pan-African, accept who you are, stay in your land. Africa is home. We got everything in Africa, and we got the power, we got the capability to develop Africa and stay in. That is who we are, and we must accept who we are.
You can't be black and confident in England because you're automatically seen as cocky. The way that the British framework is laid out is that you have to be meek and mild to be awarded certain opportunities. A friend of mine in America was asking why a certain football player gets a bad rap. And I said it's because he's black and confident. And it's because he's got a black mum, but we'll save that conversation for another day. The thing is, if you are unapologetically black, you speak on black issues, British media sees that as being a bit of a troublemaker. You're stirring the pot and they're uncomfortable. So they'll use buzzwords to discredit you and make sure that your reputation is on the floor. They'll say that you're hot-tempered. They'll say that you're raw talent as a way of discrediting all the hard work you've done. And we'll use words like, oh, a troublemaker. What does that even mean? Unless you are smiling from cheek to cheek, you are laughing at all the jokes, and you make sure to point out on every occasion possible that you are so grateful to be here, to be allowed in these spaces, then you are seen as cocky, and cocky people can't be rewarded. You can't build legacy on that. That's England.
Those are our African brothers and sisters who are being born in the diaspora. If you are being born in America, UK, or Asia, whenever you are being born outside Africa and you feel like you are native, you feel like that is where you come from. What you've seen in this series of clips, series of videos that I'm showing you must open your eyes by now. You are being born there, but remember, your father, your parents, your grandfathers went there for labor. They went there to work. They went there as immigrants. And that is who you are. They consider you too as an immigrant. They don't see any difference between you and your parents. That is the reality. I am telling you the truth, either you like it or not. That is the truth. They don't see you different from your parents, and that is the fact. This is my message to all black people across the globe, the black diaspora, the African diaspora. This is my message to you all. Home is not where you are right now. Home is Africa. I know it doesn't sound good to you. I know you don't like it, but that is the fact. You are born there. You've stayed there for years. You lived there all your life. But the people around you, the majority, they don't want you. The majority, they think you are inferior. The majority, they think that is not where you come from. And either you like it or not, that is the reality. Don't run from Africa trying to get a better life, greener pastures in another man's land. And not anywhere but the land of the enemy. I am not saying that they hate us to be our enemies, but I am telling you the reality. Majority of white people don't like black people, and that makes them enemies. It's the reality. The truth always hurts, but that is the truth. That's the reality. Some of them like black people, some of them intermarry between us, but majority of them don't like us. So if you're a black person and you live in the African diaspora, the black diaspora, either you are being born there or you migrated there. Africa is home. Your only home, the only place that you feel welcome is Africa. Don't let anybody deceive you about this. Even either you are from Jamaica, you are from the Caribbean, Barbados, Haiti, Africa is still home because you were taken there into the plantations. Africa is the only home that you got. The only place that you can call your home is Africa. So just embrace yourself. Don't run away from yourself because it is impossible to run away from yourself. Accept who you are. And that is the only thing that will give you peace of mind. Apart from accepting who you are, you will never have any peace of mind. The more you try to run away from yourself, the more the enemy will tell you right to your face that this is not where you come from. This is not your place. You don't belong here. Give yourself some peace of mind by accepting who you are. This is my message. A word to the wise. As I always say, it is enough. Like the video. Share it to some people. Let them hear the truth. Let them hear the voice. Let them hear the only truth that will give them some peace of mind. Only if they embrace who they are. Don't forget to drop a comment. My name remains Don Cyrus. I'll see you in my next video. Try to subscribe to the channel. Stay awesome.